Hello everyone, I'm back. So, this is going to be a bit of a shorter video, a bit of a more interesting video. No, we're not doing rankings. Today we're going to be talking about the one season wonders, characters who only had one season to their name. Not counting Pahkitew Island, because we all knew that all the characters from Pahkitew Island, except for Leonard, apparently, weren't gonna get another chance. So, well, we're just going to be doing this one. Before I get into this, let me just say, make sure to like and subscribe and turn on notifications so that you see whenever I make a community post. And you can vote on the next video. Anyway, it's time to talk about the one season wonders with your favorite total drama VTuber, also known as your only total drama VTuber. I'm gonna start beef right away with Silly Billy because I started my short series, which was named after him, when he had stopped doing his for a really long time. And I'm like, you know what? I'll start it up in his name. And then after like a little bit of me putting those videos out, he starts again. Coincidence? I think not. Anyway, it's not me starting beef with the friggin' biggest whole drama channel that I know. Okay. So, first of all, let's talk about the elephant in the room, Blaineley. Okay, so we all knew that Blaineley wasn't gonna get another chance. Like, the only reason she made it into Total Drama World Tour in the first place was on a technicality that Jeff set up by himself. This is a... Hold on. How old is Blaineley from Total Drama? It says 17. What? Why does it say 17? Okay, that's probably just the AI answer. I don't know. She is probably 20 to 30 years old, around that range. They make fun of her a lot for being old, but you know, a lot of people do that to you young. I'm not gonna say young adults because that means something completely different, but she is pretty young for an adult. Anyway, we all knew Blaineley wasn't coming back. If she did come back, that would be very weird that they would let her back. And also, you know, less screen time, the less people are probably gonna ship her with other characters, which, thank God. Other than, like, Chris McCrelline or Chef, that crap is illegal, bro. And maybe Josh, because nobody cares about him anyway. Moving on. One of the OG casts who never got another chance. There's only 3 of them, which is kind of amazing when you think about it, but a lot of them got done. You know, a lot of them, maybe it would have been maybe it would have been better if they hadn't come back, if they were going to end up in a certain way. Ezekiel. But anyway, Katie and Sadie, I think they ran out of ideas with Katie and Sadie. They realized if they vote one off, then that's immediately if they want to, like, give them character progression, they can do that, but if they vote one off, then the other one's just going to get picked off really soon, because they can't function without each other in this series. So, not counting fan stuff, these characters are doomed from the start. Plus, they annoy their teammates, because they're constantly talking with each other 24/7. So that also makes it hard to fit these guys into a season, which I understand. However, if they had put in any effort, then, you know, they could have done something. After all, look what they did with Sadie. They kept her in and eliminated someone else, just so they could eliminate her without her having any lines until her elimination. Like, come on, guys. Come on. That just didn't make sense. Moving on, Eva. Okay, so Eva came back, I guess. So she got like 2 chances at the million, but she didn't really get a screen time. She lasted, what, 4 episodes? Episode part 1, part 2, and then 3 was... No. No, 3 was Eva, so she lasted 3 episodes. So, you guys could have done anything with her. I like the little gags you did. I'll be honest, guys. I like the little gags you did. Those were nice. And her, like, announcing Toll Drum World Tour, that was sweet. Plus, her voice actor was in a pretty big show, if I remember correctly. Don't ask me which one, because I do not remember, but she was a character in a pretty big show. Still, I feel like there is anything, just like with Katie and Sadie, there's anything you could do with this character's development. It would... One of the things that I don't like about Toll Drama is that in a lot of cases in the later seasons, they got rid of characters, evolving in exchange for them being comedy characters, such as Ezekiel. Ezekiel could have had such, like, a beautiful friendship with, like, anyone. Ezekiel could have had, like, a beautiful time. And instead they scrapped it to make him a running gag. They did that with a lot of other characters too. Lindsay, they made her dumber instead of giving her, her little arc. I don't know. Heather, they kind of brought her back to be mean. Beth already had her arc in season 1, so I don't really count that. Sierra, they made Sierra all gags. No anything else. So that's essentially what they did with the rest of them. They didn't give Tyler development because they need him to just be a gag character. They just need these characters to be, haha, silly, one note, which is exactly what they did for almost every character in Toll Drama Pahkitew Island, which now you guys have understood why you didn't like Pahkitew Island. It's because every character is made to be a comedy character. I have seen that one guy on all the Toll Drama posts. He's very infamous in the Toll Drama community. If you don't know who I'm talking about, then I'm sure someone in the comments will let you know, because he's pretty infamous for having the worst takes. Essentially, picture any take you have, and he just says the opposite of it. He just really likes one-note characters that are only used for comedy. You see, you have characters like Izzy and Harold who don't need to evolve because they're supposed to be comedy characters. That's what they're supposed to be. And they don't need to grow because they're already okay in where they are. But there's other characters which could have obviously grown a lot as characters. And they just don't kind of really do that in Pahkitew, except for with Sean. They don't even do it with Sky. Sky never changes. Sky's exactly the same. She's the Mary Sue-iest Mary Sue in this friggin' series. And I know some people would fight me on that with Zoe, but look at Sky. She's absolutely perfect. Zoe has flaws, given, like, not that great ones, but Sky's got no flaws. She's just flawless, except, she's burps, and, she had a boyfriend, which, given, that's not so cool. However, they kind of spring that on you at the last minute, like they're like, oh, frick, we gotta make sure people know that, Sky is also, has issues, just like Sean. So that's the whole thing. But yeah, they scrapped that. Anyway, moving on. Sorry, that was a huge rant. Okay, moving on. We got Anne Maria. Anne Maria, one-note character who doesn't... I look at her, and I see absolutely no way I could friggin' give her an arc. That's my one problem with Anne Maria. I can't figure her out. I watched the season again, and yes, I did watch the Total Drama seasons, thank you. I did watch each one individually, because the last time that I'd watched them, like every single episode, that had been a while ago, so before I started this channel, I started rewatching them, and then I watched Redonkulous Race, like, after I started my channel. I'm gonna be honest, I kind of was late to the party on that one. Just a little bit though, just a little bit after I started my channel. And Maria, I just can't think of anything to do with her. It's really hard for me because I can think of an arc for almost every single character in this friggin' series, but I just look at Maria, I'm like, what can she do? She didn't exactly make everyone hate her. Nobody really liked her that much either, except for Vito. And she's not like bad at the game. She was eliminated a stupid way, and I still like can't see her winning, because that would just be so boring, because she wouldn't be able to learn anything along the way, and she's not a, funny enough gag character to be, the gag winner, like Owen in the Owen versus Gwen, with Gwen being the character who progressed and Owen being the funny character, which they have for a fair amount of seasons. But it's just like, what do you do here? That's my problem with Maria. Moving on real quick, because I know that was a pretty long one. B. Actually, you know what? I'll make another one below this, because I realize that now my screen is a little bit small, because there's still a little bit of room here if you see my arrow going around. B could make friends. For instance, in my Total Drama fan season that I've yet to release, because I have yet to even... guys, I've been putting off the script because I don't know. I created the entire thing, and I started the script after I finished the entire thing, and I just couldn't do it, and I keep on looking at it, I keep on opening that Word doc, and I can't do it. I'm so stupid. But, he could make friends with somebody. Maybe he'd be able to talk. Maybe he'd do a Beardo like everybody does with Beardo in like the fictions or whatever, and they could do something with him. That'd be easy, simple, but I don't think we're ever seeing him come back. Looking at these one season wonders, I don't think we're seeing any of these guys come back. Blaineley, that'd be the weirdest friggin' callback ever. She'd be better for like a stop-in character like Owen did in the recent season. Katie and Sadie, maybe if they brought back only characters from Island, and they were like, okay, we're only getting characters from Island, and we're going to get the originals back here, like a Total Drama reunion. Am I right? Who misses that? Like when the first part of the episode came out, and it was just like, okay, where's the rest? And it's been a few months. Whatever, though. Eva, so not coming back. She doesn't have enough screen time. She doesn't have enough love from the fans. Unlike our next person, Dawn. Dawn is overrated. I love Dawn, but she is so overrated. People talking like she's the best character in existence. She is a good character, but we haven't seen enough of her yet. Like, I'd love to see more of her, and I'm sure there'd be so many jokes if the writers just, like, sat down and had, like, a little thinking thing to find stuff that they could do with Dawn. And she would make it fairly far. However, when you really, like, look at the season, Revenge of the Island, think about it. Did any of the people on the teams really like Dawn? When Scott showed them the thing, they turned on her so quickly. It's probably because nobody liked her. They called her creepy. They did not like her. B was like bi-partial to her, it seemed, because she was chill with him, But like nobody really liked her, so she would probably get out in another one because they would think she was creepy. Not that she really is, she's just special. But that was a good transition, by the way, back there. So I could see her coming into a new season specifically because her fans are crazy. And I'm one of them, but I'm not as crazy as the other ones because I can, admit she's overrated. But she's a good character. For the amount of time that she's on screen, she's pretty good. I would have liked to see her go a little bit farther. But, it made sense what they did. They could have, kept her in for, another episode or something. I don't Moving on, Brick. Brick is a character that could have been in All-Stars. They probably scrapped his idea for him to be in All-Stars for Sam or something like that. Brick is a solid character. He's like Dawn, they both have huge potential, but they didn't show enough of him. He left on a good note though, and I felt like his story was kind of wrapped up in Cameron's ending. And putting him into another season means that you have to admit whether or not Cameron won the season, because he'll have to say something about that. So we're definitely not going to do much with him. Dakotazoid. Now this one is this is a thing right here. Dakotazoid is a controversial character because I did a little bit of stuff talking about the friggin' punishments that these villains have had in the series, like specifically Ezekiel's the trauma chair, robot Alejandro thingy, the drama machine. More like the trauma machine, am I right? But Dakotazoid is like, that's dark. She didn't do as much as the others. And I'm not gonna lie, Ezekiel didn't do much either. But like, she became dumber, but she also got a happy ending, and I don't think I can see her in another season. I don't think that... Plus, you have to admit whether or not this is permanent, which it looks pretty permanent, but like... You know, there's a little bit of doubt right now, I guess, if Ezekiel can... you know what, frick it. Yeah, she's screwed. Either way, Dakota, I don't think there's any way she could come back for another season. Unless there is like a every character season, which goes for the rest of these characters, so... Moving on. Okay, Cameron, Joe, Lightning, Mike, Mao, Sam, who shouldn't have been in All-Stars, but now we can't count him. Scott, Staci. Staci is the character that I believe could come back for another try. There is something about First Boots that you just feel like there could be more. For instance, like Ezekiel and Beardo. There's like something that if they warmed up to people for like 5 seconds, or people would get past the outer layer, like such as Staci's line here. I don't know, I feel like there could be a chance. There could be a chance that Staci could do something. You know what, let's move on to Total Drama Pahkitew. Frick it. Okay, Beardo. Beardo could definitely come back for another season. These guys are also one-season wonders. We're just gonna get rid of Leonard real quick. Yeah, screw you, Leonard. Beardo, he had potential. You could definitely see him doing something in another season where if they don't vote him out first, there might be more for him. Amy, but the thing is, he's the type of character that wouldn't show up in another season because nobody really cares. Amy, she could be a great villain if they tried anything, but since she wasn't that great in her original season, she's also a scrapped idea. Dave could have a redemption arc. I could totally see him because he's one of the main characters. Not one of the main characters, but he was a pretty darn important character in Pahkitew Island. Not really that he affected anybody else, except for Sky, but he was a supporting character, and he's pretty infamous about our fandom. They might see all the hate for Dave and be like, maybe we should do something. Or they can leave him in there as a scapegoat so the rest of the characters don't become somebody's least favorite character, you know? Ella. They would just do Ella dirty again. They would just do her dirty again. Let's be honest here. They would... She did okay in her season. She was a decent character, but they would do her dirty. Once again, they would do something horrible to her, I just know it. Jasmine and Sean, let's take them right here. Yeah, nothing. Nothing's happening there. They come back for another season, they get eliminated early. Heck, since they already won, and they can't admit who won, so that'd be a little bit awkward. Scott, and if there is a lot of things which would, because after Sean won, he wouldn't want to go back there. Jasmine definitely is smart enough to not go back there. Sky might want to still go back there. But, I think she's done with total drama. Especially since Chris was horrible to the contestants even more that season, so people are more likely to not come back. Max is... I could see Max coming back. I think Max is probably your writer's favorite because he's a good gag character, but he's not having any progression. They're not gonna let her have any progression. Dave, they might let have progression. Sean and Jasmine have reached their peak. Sky definitely could have some progression, but not sure what because she's such a bland character in the first place. Max, I don't know, you could have something there. Sammy's the character that they would totally look at and be like, oh yeah, we could give this character so much progression, but let's give it to Max. And then completely ignore her, and then boot her out early. That's what they're gonna do to Sammy. So, do I think Sammy's gonna be on another season? Maybe, if she wants to be in Redonkulous Race with her sister. Rodney's so much of one gag, one joke, one note character. I don't even know who he is. Like, I don't know what his personality is like. He seems sweet, I think. Maybe? I don't know anything about this guy. And this show is like a huge part of my life, and I have no idea who this guy is. Topher they would definitely not bring back. He did okay in this season. All these characters, there's few that will get brung back, but they all did their little parts in the season. I'm sorry that we might never see them again, especially since they each only got one chance to stand out. Scarlett, I could see her coming back, and I could see her actually doing something. She's going to come back as this Scarlett, though. Let's be honest here. Let's just move a few of you guys up here so that Okay, let's talk about Sugar. If Sugar comes back, I will oof myself. I'm just kidding. I will be very annoyed and very confused. This is not a very lovable character. They made her stay till the top 3, so she would probably make it into some form of all-stars, but the only reason she stayed so long is because she was so disgusting that she became overpowered. And then nobody really voted her out because there's other people to dislike more at each time, Plus, they were a little bit scared of her, probably. But looking at all these characters, I see a whole bunch of potential that has gone a little bit wasted, and I love to see them in another season. I'm not even going to talk about Redonkulous Race characters because that's a whole different thing. I could see half of those returning and then the other half not returning. Maybe ones that we didn't see much from before will return. And usually those are going to be the one-off gag characters. So maybe we can get a little bit more character progression and stop making most of the characters Pahkitew Island be one-note characters. Even Sean is a little bit of a one-note character. Jasmine is tall, so that might be her. I'm not sure what her thing is, I'm gonna be honest. She's just kind of MacGyver, except Australian and a black woman who's very tall. So looking at these guys, I think I might have killed the mood there. Looking at all these guys, even if they're not your favorite character, I think we can all agree there is something that could be done with most of these characters. And whether or not we saw them for a long time in their one season that they got, I'd still like to see a little something from them. Not that we're going to, but hey, that's a video for another day, am I right, guys? Anyway, have a good day, night, whatever time it is. Make sure to go outside and compliment someone's hair today, make the world a little bit better, and bye-bye.